extremely proud of that fact.
It speaks to the very place and role of the university today, and asking us to rethink and reframe and reimagine knowledge, and inviting us to be part of something bigger, to co-create the future, celebrating the perspective of our environment, of our continent, the African perspective. It doesn't mean replacement necessarily, one for the other. It means enrichment. It's not either or, it is and.
Your critical engagement as one of the themes of, one of the concepts in your theme, expects of you, will be to engage with the issue of peace within your scope of leadership, no matter how small, no matter how big.
My version counts. It means your voice counts for something. It's very important what you feel. There's an authentication of experience. If your experience matters, that's important. And it's heard. And you're entitled to feel things and have opinions. And that is what we bring together in this event, in SUVs.
Why are these issues still coming up at this time? We have a constitution that guarantees us all equality. The constitution explicitly says all South Africans are equal.
How can we redream Stellenbosch? Let's redream Stellenbosch together. Let's regroup and build a
I've learned to find the courage in myself to question what I've taken for granted and to question essentially, what do I want? What am I doing here? What is my purpose in this space? What is my purpose in this country? Why am I getting this degree? And for me, I have been liberated in that manner by coming to the conference, because we've been questioning all these things that we've taken for granted and things that we didn't want to talk about.
With all the situations and all the activism that's happening around campus, we should all, as students, at the end of the day, we as a common denominator, we have in common, should be informed of what is happening, and not only in our community, but the community outside in South Africa. It makes us a lot aware of what's going on.
So SUDs has been so inspirational and mind-blowing that it relates deep within my heart as well, with the rise of different issues coming back, and especially being a woman of color and its relevance now.
What I've learned was basically to listen. In almost all of my sessions, they emphasize the fact that you need to stop, listen. Before you start judging, before you make assumptions, you need to listen.
We have to focus on what we have and what we can offer. Sure, there's a lot of things we don't have, there's a lot of hurt, there's a lot of things, there's a lot of bridges that we need to cross, and there's a lot of forgiveness, and there's a lot of re-establishing and redressing and all of those things that needs to happen. But we have to do it looking at one thing, and that is the finished Africa, and what it will offer to every single person that lives here and wants to live here.
Yesterday we spoke a lot about what's wrong in South Africa and the doom and gloom, and I know one gentleman asked, but where's the hope? And I don't know about you guys, but I found my hope here. For me, this was that small thing of this entire conference that we've had the past 2 days. It's just to see people coming together, making organized noise, organized chaos, and I see my friend shaking about in front of me. I had to shake, but I couldn't because I was too scared. But just to see the happy, smiling faces, that gave me hope for us.
Seeds of hatred so easily grow. Oh, God of Africa, you have made our land. Give us wisdom. Open our eyes to see behind the face, to the human being inside.
We have forsaken the ideal thinking on what a university should be, the why behind it. So that we don't get lost in thinking, oh, this is some people's voice. Why are we doing this? Why do we need all voices?
Stellenbosch University is part of an open conversation in South Africa, on the rest of the continent and worldwide. He emphasized the critical role of ESU leads and elaborated on the theme of the conference and said, to decolonize speaks to the very place and role of the university today. This is our collective transformation journey, as Matis, as South Africans, and as global citizens.